Christopher Grimes, welcome. Can I ask you to give us at the start here a bit of an understanding of what it's like to be in LA at this moment?
Well, thanks for having me, David. Yes, it's so if you are near downtown Los Angeles, which I happen to be, this has been for the past 4 days. You've heard sirens, you've heard helicopters overhead, and if you're downtown, it is the site of some pretty heavy protests and a very heavy armed presence between National Guards, Los Angeles Police Department people, uh, people from the Immigration Control Department. It's so there's a lot of force downtown, and there's a lot of back and forth between protesters. Sometimes it's pretty well behaved. I was there yesterday early in the afternoon, and there were families. It was a very friendly vibe for a long time. And then it turned pretty hostile later on in the afternoon and into the evening.
And just on the actions of the protesters, I mean, we're hearing very different versions being put forward. Donald Trump argues that LA would have been, in his words, completely obliterated had he not sent in the National Guard. I mean, how would you describe the actions of those who are involved in these demonstrations?
Yes, I don't think that's a really accurate summary that the president gave. There was a very heavy presence of National Guard and LAPD and other officers, but what I heard often through the early afternoon was if someone would throw a water bottle, say, toward the police, other people would say, don't throw things because that's exactly what they want you to do. Don't give them an excuse.
Look, at the heart of this, when we hear language like invasion being used by some in the Trump administration, at the heart of this is the Trump administration's efforts to round up and conduct mass deportations of undocumented migrants, something he promised during the election campaign to do. Now, his Homeland Security Secretary says the worst of the worst are being targeted. Can you give us a sense of who is being targeted? Certainly there in LA. Who are these undocumented migrants? What role do they play in the economy and the community there?
Well, it's really interesting. A couple of times last week, the immigration authorities went to Home Depot, which is a big DIY chain here, and often it's a regular sight in the parking lot of the Home Depot for people to say, "Hey, I can help you install the sheetrock, or I can help you do this project." And the assumption is that many of these people are undocumented, but you don't know. And so they've done sweeps of Home Depots, and that's what kind of kicked this all off on Friday. The administration says that they're only rounding up the criminals and dangerous people, but I think if you went to a Home Depot parking lot, you wouldn't think that these people were in a cartel or something.
Now, as we know, there has been a federal intervention. President Trump has sent in the National Guard to deal with this. And then Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, is suing the Trump administration over this. Can you explain to us what the grounds are for this lawsuit?
Ordinarily, I mean, this has happened before where the president has sent troops into to Los Angeles. That happened in 1992 in the Rodney King riots. But the difference then was Governor Pete Wilson asked for the assistance. In this case, Gavin Newsom, the governor, said, "We don't need this assistance. We can control this on our own." And Donald Trump overruled that and sent and authorized 2,000 National Guardsmen to be sent in. And today he upped that by another 2,000.
Well, would the president just explain to us with the Insurrection Act, does he need to actually invoke the Insurrection Act to be able to do what he's doing, or can he just do it without taking that step?
I think Trump is doing what he has been doing since he took office in January, which is he's pushing the limits of what he can do legally, and then seeing if the courts will let him do it. And I think that's the case here. It's the same with the defense secretary has has called up 500 Marines to come to Los Angeles. These are the kinds of things that are only steps that are only supposed to happen when there's a foreign invasion, right? So these are pretty extreme measures.
And finally, Christopher, can I ask you about how this is playing out politically nationally? Because we are seeing other protests pop up in other
Yes.
cities, in other parts of the United States. How is this breaking politically at the moment? What's unfolding there in LA?
Politically, I think Trump feels like he's got a good hand though, because he was elected to secure the border, and I think he feels like he's got support from the people who elected him, and I think generally his immigration policies tend to poll well. Certainly not in California and other blue states, but it's interesting. It's to see how this breaks and how these images of destruction and protests in Los Angeles play nationally. It's hard to say right now how that's going to appear to people.
We will see. Christopher Grimes, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much.